Alright, so this is going to be a follow-up video to a video I did not too long ago about people one and dunning. What that means for anyone that's new here is in Tekken 8 there's been a lot of contention back and forth. People have let their opinions be known and where they stand on people playing one match and then leaving, whether that them be winning or whether they be losing. So there's been a lot of contention on this. Now I gave my stance on it. I do feel like you should run the set, but I'm well aware, and maybe I should have pointed this out in the previous video I did, that is a stance that I hold that is subjective. It's not the objective truth. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. Yes, it annoys me. Yes, it ruins the playing experience because Tekken's a very nuanced and complex game, and I feel like it's hard to figure somebody out in one game, and so it ruins it for me. Even if I win, the opponent could show me something new, so my player experience gets ruined. And so because this is an opinion based channel, I gave my opinion. Some people don't like it, some people agree with it, which is completely fine. My comment section is completely open. Whether people want to flame me for my opinion or be on my side, it really doesn't bother me. But little did I know, this opinion had spilled over to Twitter. Now on the 18th of February, a tweet was posted by an individual called Drakens, and he wrote, "Unpopular opinion, if someone quits after the first match and doesn't finish the best of 3, then I think that's perfectly fine. No one is entitled to a rematch." Which is a perfectly fine thing to say. He's completely right in saying that nobody is entitled to a rematch, and that much is true. And my stance is that I want the rematch from a place of entitlement. I'm well aware of that. Also, just before I go on to cover what's happened here, I do find it funny that some people are saying it's not that serious, but it's serious enough for you to leave to protect your points, right? So you got to kind of give it both ways. It's annoying for me because I want to learn and I want to gain points, and it's annoying for you because it's serious enough for you because you want to protect your points and you're ranked. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in rank. Anyway, that's my stance on it. You're well aware that you're allowed to comment your opinions in my comment section, and sometimes I like bantering and engaging with you guys on them, so go ahead. But I want to cover what's happened here, and I want to cover the mischaracterization of this situation as so far as I've seen it. I'm going to put up on the screen a 7 to 8 minute screen recording I took of this tweet. Now the tweet has been taken down, but I believe you can still find the thread, and I recorded the thread in its entirety, which you guys can see on the screen right now, and I'm just going to let it play there because one of the things that I've been hearing about this is that A, Drakens has taken his Twitter account down, and B, the reason being is because he was sent death threats for making this tweet. Now, if you go through every single reply, which you can do on Twitter, you don't even have to watch my screen recording. You can go onto it and do it yourself. There are no death threats in there. It's just people mostly disagreeing with him. There are some people in there saying that, you're right, they're not entitled to your time, and they're on his side, but there is a lot of people disagreeing and pushing back on it. So I couldn't find any death threats there. So then people asked Draken, or I think a couple of individuals asked Drakens, "Can you show us the proof that you were sent death threats?" And Draken said no, apparently. Now the way I look at things, and this is again an opinion based channel, so you're well within your right to disagree with me, but if you put an opinion on the internet, you have to be prepared for people to pull it apart and stand against you. I don't believe he was sent death threats. What I believe happened is he put an unpopular opinion online and he found out very quickly that it's an unpopular opinion. Most people do get annoyed that you back out. Now, it's not that deep. I get annoyed in the moment, but when it's done, it's done. I go about my day. It kind of ruins the experience for me personally, just because I enjoy doing more than one match with a person, but it's not that deep. Nobody's sending death threats over this, and if they did send you death threats, Draken, I would encourage you to post those. I would encourage you to post the time and the date and when it all happened. Now you tweet this on February 18th, so I imagine the death threats came in on the February the 18th or February 19th, because this tweet came down after that and your account disappeared. And so you would have access to these death threats, 100% you'll have access to them. I believe even when you deactivate your Twitter account, you can still go back when you've reactivated it and look at the other messages that were left on there. So you can show proof of this. Now the reason I don't believe it is because they were asked to see them and they said no. And this is the scapegoat that people always use. And now you have some YouTubers on here that are saying that the Tekken community are bad and the Tekken community chased this individual off Twitter, which is just not true. First of all, we're all adults here. Sticks and stones, people. If something was said to this individual, I'm not saying death threats don't get sent around, because they do. I've had my death threats before. You read the message. If you think it's serious enough, you tell the police. 9 times out of 10, it's just people speaking out of their arse. It's just voices on the internet. What happened here, what I'm willing to bet happened, is that Drakens got a lot of negative responses that just simply didn't agree with his stance, and he couldn't take the heat. That's all it is. painting the Tekken community or painting any community as people that do these sort of things, as I've seen a lot of tweets of people saying, see, this is why the FGC needs to get checked, this is why the FGC is toxic. And I'm not saying that there are not toxic things that happen in the FGC, but there's no proof that this happened, and this is the scapegoat that people use all the time. You can see here that Mature TV said they sent him death threats for saying one and done in fighting games is okay, and then you got bastards like this saying it's for the best. The FGC has some truly evil people. Now, I don't know if Mature TV has actually seen the death threats or if he's just assuming. I'm assuming it's from a good place as well. And nobody should be sent death threats. And there's going to be trolls online. That's always going to happen. But what I would like to say to people, and you don't have to take my word for it, you don't have to take my advice, is that if you tweet something, you have to be prepared for people to send you negative remarks. When I put videos on this channel and I make videos about people, I've made videos about several YouTubers before I've even made videos about YouTubers on my other account, I am prepared that their fan base or they themselves are going to find my account and maybe start flaming me. Does it mean that I should be sent death threats? No. In reality, does it mean that I may catch some heat? Yes. Guys, it's not a big deal. I don't believe this individual was sent death threats. I believe this individual basically just got flamed for their opinion, which is what we're all really here for, right? We're sharing our opinions. Some of you might not like mine, I might not like some of yours, and we talk about it. Some of you might use more aggressive language, and that's completely fine. How are we, grown adults, being chased off the internet? Do you think if I got 100 negative comments in my comment section, I'm going to delete my YouTube channel? When you go outside and you speak in the public, sometimes the public won't like what you have to say and they'll cuss you out for it. Are you just going to lock yourself in your home for the rest of your life? This is ridiculous. This is childish behavior. You put the unpopular opinion on Twitter and then you found out it was an unpopular opinion, and that's really all there is to it. Now, I have reached out to certain YouTubers who have made certain comments regarding this, saying that the death threats were sent, and I've asked them for proof and I've asked for them to provide receipts. Unfortunately, I've not had a response from any of them. And what I would say is that I don't think you should be making wild claims like that without there being any proof. Now, I'm open to being wrong here in saying that he might have been sent death threats. But even if he was sent death threats, dude, don't delete your account. That shit's going to happen. It's like nobody's aware of how the internet works. You open your mouth online, you may catch some heat. But that's all I really wanted to say about this, guys. I believe the screen recording is probably still going on the screen right now because I went through all of the responses. And there was no sign of people even taking the piss out of him. It was just people disagreeing. You have to allow people to disagree with you. You can't type unpopular opinion and then be surprised. I'm flabbergasted here. You're allowed to have your opinion. Of course you are. I'm allowed to have my opinion. And so is everybody else. And some of them might be more aggressive about it. It is what it is. Now, when I put my video up, I got a fair amount of comments on there saying that you're not entitled to someone's time. This is very whiny. X, Y, and Z. People said all sorts of things, right? There was nothing aggressive in there, though. I was not sent any death threats. I wasn't sent any messages that were disparaging towards me. It was just simply disagreements, and some people felt a bit more passionately about me asking for their time in running the best of 3. Death threats have always been the scapegoat for people. Every time you get pressured online, oh, I'm getting dogpiled by all these people, I'm getting death threats, this, that, and the other, it's always the scapegoat. If you don't have receipts for it, then I'm sorry, you can't be taken seriously. What I think happened here was another case of somebody opening their mouth and then being surprised when there's flames everywhere. This is the FGC we're talking about. It's full of very, very opinionated people. If you enter a town square, whether it be digital or real life, you need to be prepared. You have to prepare yourself. That's all I really want to say about that. I don't even know if the screen recording is still going on the screen, but I was scrolling for ages, guys. I couldn't find anything in there. Anyways, my message to you with this is that if you talk online, just prepare yourself. Like, grow a backbone, for real. Now, Drakens, this is no hate against you. I think you should reactivate your account. Continue doing your YouTube content or whatever it was that you were doing. Continue putting your unpopular opinions online and have discussions with people. And you know what? If someone did send you a death threat, post it online, because people can't be doing that. There has to be repercussions for those sort of things. You can have an opinion. People don't have the right to try and threaten your life over it. So if someone did do that, show the proof. If they didn't do that and you tried to use that as a scapegoat, then shame on you, and shame on anybody else that does that as well. Now, there is one thing I want to add on to this video at the end, and I wanted to get your opinions on this because I don't know where I sit on this. Last night, or the night before, whenever I put this video up, Maximilian won the Legacy Streamer Awards. He did not win the Fighting Game Streamer Award. It went to a streamer that plays Smash Bros. Now, I've never heard of the guy. I don't hate the guy. You know, good for him. But where do you sit on Smash Bros. Being a fighting game and this guy winning the Fighting Game Award? Because apparently he exclusively streams Smash Bros. Whereas Max streams all fighting games legacy fighting games and otherwise, and is kind of known as the biggest fighting game streamer, if you will. And this guy won, and I was pretty shocked, and I was happy to see that Max won the Legacy Award. I think if anybody deserves it, it's Maximilian. He seems like a nice guy. He's always produced very wholesome content. I've grown up watching his content, and so to me it seemed like he should have been the winner. And yet this French dude who only plays Smash Bros won, and it made me think, is Smash Bros part of the fighting game community? And people would say yes, because Smash has been there during the EVOs. But there was a time when Mario Kart was being played at EVO. In the dark ages, when there weren't a lot of fighting games around, fighting games had lost their popularities, there was a time when they had Mario Kart there. Now obviously Mario Kart is not a fighting game, and so why was it at the biggest fighting game tournament of the year? And so with that logic, do we count Smash Bros if that is the talking point? Now that isn't the only talking point people use. Obviously they are fighting in Smash, but it's more of a party game. And I don't know if you are warranted in saying that this guy is a fighting game streamer. I'm a bit perplexed, like I don't really know where I stand now. I don't want anyone to take this as hate towards the Smash community. I don't have anything negative to say. I'm just not entirely sure if Smash Bros falls under the same banner as Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Guilty Gear, Street Fighter, Dragon Ball FighterZ, Grand Blue. Does Smash Bros fall under there? I think you can hear my voice, I'm quite confused. And I do feel like Max was robbed, even though he got a Lifetime Achievement Award in the Legacy Award. I do think he should have won Fighting Game Streamer of the Year. But I want to know what you guys think, because I'm a bit confused. I think I'm a bit confused the way I sit on this. I think I'm leaning more to Smash Bros not being part of the fighting game community, but you guys let me know if you think I'm being unfair. I'd like to open up this dialogue because this has been a debate in a lot of my friends' group chats for a very long time. And I think there was a time when I was younger when I said, yeah, of course it is. But the older I've gotten, I'm like, I'm not too sure. So you guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And as always, there are hidden codes within this video as well.